My name is Rita Santea, and I am married to Lou. We've been married for 14 years, and we have two boys, Robert and Michael. We've lived in Orange County all of our lives. My son Robert, who is now 13, was diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma, which is a rare bone cancer, when he was 11. That was on May 5th of 2007. Robert had been experiencing actually pain in his foot for over a month, and it would come and go, and it was usually at night. So we had taken him to the doctor. They x-rayed the foot and found nothing wrong and kind of attributed it to growing pains. And he was fine during the day. He was out playing in the street, he'd do PE, he was playing Little League, flag football, and never complained of anything. But at night, it would wake him up, and so I took him to another doctor who did an MRI on the foot and basically said there was nothing wrong with him. I wasn't satisfied, so I took him for a third time to really just a podiatrist that we had used for, ingrown toenails, etc. And I talked to him, and he said, well, there has to be something wrong, let's take a look. And he had Robert do some exercises in the hallway, run down, walk down, go on your toes, go on your heels. Well, Robert was not able to pick up his left heel. And we ended up getting an MRI of the entire leg and found that there was a 4-inch tumor on his femur that had already eaten up a lot of the bone and was wrapped up into the tissue and the muscle. We had gone up to UCLA and met with an oncologist, and they decided that Robert was going to need chemo for at least 10 months, a month of radiation as well as surgery. And they wanted to try and shrink the tumor, so they're going to start him with chemo. So Mother's Day that month, we started he was admitted into UCLA, and he started chemo that week. Robert's prognosis at the time with this kind of treatment is 64% success rate. So we were very hopeful. Robert was not allowed to go into any building. So he no longer could go to school, he couldn't go to church, he couldn't go to the movies, he couldn't go to a restaurant. Due to the chemo, his immune system would be just shut down, and they were very fearful that he would catch something and not be able to fight it. We couldn't allow people to just come into the house if they had a cold or someone in their family had a cold. We had to post signs outside to make sure people knew that. We had a teacher come to the house, and she was very flexible with if he wasn't feeling well. He might be sitting there trying to do some studies with her and then get sick as a reaction from the chemo, and she'd have to leave. So she was very flexible, luckily, and so we were able to continue with his education as he felt well. In the beginning, his oncologist had said that probably towards the end of his chemo treatments, he would start needing blood or platelets. However, with Robert, after his first chemo, his counts had gone down into a danger zone, so they had contacted us and had us go immediately to the hospital. And really, for the whole 10 months of chemo, we were going back to the hospital after each treatment. He either needed platelets, he needed blood, he needed both. So we were at a point where we knew that after each treatment we would be ending up going back into the hospital for more for him. No one in our family or friends had O negatives, so we couldn't donate to him. And so we were completely dependent on an anonymous donor. One of the times when we actually waited from 12 noon until 3 in the morning hoping for blood to come, and finally at 3 in the morning they sent us home and said, we don't have any. We've checked San Diego County, LA County, might as well just go home, and we'll call you when we can find some. We have the blood banks looking. That was very scary. I don't think Robert understood it at the time, but I certainly did. He needed the blood, and it wasn't available. And it was very scary for us. Luckily, we did receive a call the following day from the hospital, and they had actually found some, and it was on a truck coming. So we were so thankful, obviously, for the person that came forward to donate for him. I'd just like to say to all the donors, you give our family hope. You've kept us, our son, alive, and we are eternally grateful. And for anybody who's thinking about donating, it is such a a gift. It's a gift of life, and we just so appreciate it.